Morning. I'm doing good. I have a 9 o'clock appointment with the city manager. Okay.
I overlooked that. I'm sorry for that. That needs to go with your record book.
Okay, and this was sent on the 9th of November. Okay, thank you.
It's going to be straight down the hall. We're going to go to the right.
Oh. How you doing today?
I'm better than nothing. How are you?
I'm doing good, Mr. Roberts. I have this that I may start recording on in a minute, but I'm not. Don't really anticipate needing to. Thank you, first of all, for seeing me today.
I'm sorry I couldn't see you last evening, but I was on the phone with the mayor.
No, that's quite all right. I understand that Jack Miller's talked to you about probably some of the same things I intend to talk to you about. I don't want to duplicate efforts or waste your time. So if you tell me, gotcha, if you tell me, hey, we've already discussed this, I understand a lot of the things that I cover, Mr. Miller covers, we work together. We're not the same person. I started coming out here probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And I don't like the fact that some of your politicians keep calling me Mr. Miller's lackey or whatever words, but I understand how they can feel that way. If they recall, I came out here. The first time I came to the city of Kirby was about something that Jack Miller had said at one of your council meetings. And he had inappropriately accused the then mayor of doing something that was heinous, in my opinion. And I was outraged when I saw it on his video, and I said, I'm going to go give that person a piece of my mind. Now, I did my research, and then I contacted Mr. Miller, and that was the first time that we talked. And he said, look, it's not what I said it was. And I said, well, why haven't you put out a video saying that? And he said, like, you know, he told me his side of it. I understand that. He's like, those videos don't make me money, so I'm not gonna. And I said, well, the least you can do is go and make an apology at the council meeting. And he brought up some interesting points that he's come down before, and when the council was wrong, they never apologized. And I said, it doesn't make a difference to me. But then he told me, I've already sent him an email. And I said, I didn't believe that. I mean, I call things like I see it. It's one of the reasons that people like myself and Mr. Miller sometimes butt heads, because we are pretty, you know, we're like, hey, I don't see it that way. Just because I see something one way, though, doesn't mean that's really the way it is. So he showed me the email, and I said, well, if you gave all of them the email, why not read it at the meeting? And he said, the day that Mr. Gant apologizes to me or retracts his statements that he made in the meeting will be the day that I do the same thing. And I said, he's a former council. This is older history before you got here. And I said, look, I don't know nothing about that, but I came out here, I plan to speak, and I'm going to read your email that you sent. It is a public record. And he said, I don't care if you do that. And I said, okay, well, I don't care if you care if I do it, but I'm just letting you know when I get up there, and it's not blasting you, it's the fact that you sent it, you're saying it's a retraction. but the citizens deserve to hear this just as much as the council members. And so I did that, and I saw all the council members were happy about that. Why? Because they kind of felt the same way or whatever, and I said, okay, whatever. But at the same time, I also addressed some grievances. And I noticed immediately that the council members' faces, and this is the same at every, you've been in government a while, you understand. Oh, he's saying something I like, I'm paying attention. He's criticizing us, we're focusing on something different now. You see, this is the problem that I have right now, and it's, again, the way that I feel more than what may be the facts, but the way that the facts are presented to me makes the city look bad. I can't make a story off of information I don't have access to.
Yes, sir.
Okay? I disagree with the way that everything went down. I talked to you the day before when they shut down Zoom. I think we both understand that what the lawyers told you was a misinterpretation or misunderstanding of what the law was. I'm not throwing that in your face. I'm just saying, hey, you explained it to me. At least I know that's what you're saying. I'm going to accept that. And I backed down. I think you remember that day. And I said, okay, that's what it is. At the same time, that same day, while I gave you the benefit of the doubt, I don't know you, Mr. Roberts. I don't know what they told you. You know, you seemed sincere. And I said, well, at least I talked to him before I started blasting. Because there are always more than one side. And even if they're incorrect, they deserve at least to be heard. So I started, when I went to that meeting, I had two objectives first. The first one was to compliment Miss Euchert, Caitlin up front. Okay, she had to deal with me. I'm long-winded a lot of times. And I go about things in a unique way sometimes. But I sent an email to your old city secretary because someone told me, you gave me the wrong one, this is what's on their website. I couldn't find what they were saying. I'm like, and this guy was trolling me in a long letter in Latin anyway, and I'm like, but when it was brought to my attention, I brought it to Caitlin's attention, and I assumed you guys had an IT person. I didn't realize how small your operation was. She fixed it as soon as so I was going to compliment her at the meeting. I was also going to compliment one of your officers, Detective Rendon, because while I did go, and as I told the mayor I would, file a criminal complaint for official oppression, you and I, we can both sit here and look each other right in the eye, and we both know that went straight in the trash. Not here. It went to the DA, and they went, we don't do these. I don't care about that. The fact is, what she engaged in was official oppression. Proving it in court, the defense to it, all that other stuff didn't matter. I told her, I will take this step if you do this. She did what she shouldn't have done. I followed through with it. Detective Rendon, I explained to him, I said, look, I'm not expecting you to go put handcuffs on the mayor. That's what my viewers would like to see. That's what everyone else in the general public would think would happen. But I know that's not part of the process. Then he sat back and he talked to me about something about your city having an issue. And this is why I was going to compliment him at your meeting. See, the mayor has made a point multiple times saying, these people who aren't even citizens come in here and agitate and stir things up. Okay? I'm not down here to agitate and stir things up, but I'm going to remind the mayor that the VFW club right over here, been going to that VFW club way longer than she's been in this city. Okay? And the fact that I spend money here, even before I knew Jack Miller lived here, I come through here all the time, back and forth. I lived up in Schertz. I had a house there. My point when I was speaking with Officer Rendon, or Detective Rendon, is he asked me for help in disposing of some of the city's flags that were needing disposed of. They're worn, tattered, etc. And I told him, I said, you know, I'll have someone from the VFW get with you on that. It's something we do. It's not an issue. But the fact is that he knew I don't live in your city. He knew because he had my ID right in his hand when he asked me. I mean, I've never tried to hide where I live from your city. I don't agree with some of the things that Mr. Miller says or does. I don't agree with his shirt having the mayor's picture on it, or making fun of her hair, or other things. Not because he has a right to say what he has, but the perception that it gives and what it does to my purpose, it detracts from it. And so anyone who honestly was going, yeah, they're stepping on people's rights, all of a sudden are going, wow, look at this clown. No wonder they want to shut these people up. That's my objection to him doing stuff like that. But again, going back to what I was saying, the mayor's steps that she took in this drastic from everyone can speak in a reasonable amount of time to, okay, no, only this, and then, oh, only this, only this, only this. And the last meeting, where it's going to be, oh, we're going to reduce it, to only one time and everyone has to speak at the beginning. I told them before, you can do that if you want to limit that. I don't think it's wise. I really don't. You're only punishing your citizens. This clownery that I participate in, when things get heated, a lot of people participate initially. That dies down very rapidly unless, as I call it, the clownery continues. Okay? The last meeting I was at, the clownery continued. And I'm going to tell you, the clownery continued because when I stood up to speak, I brought up a valid point. Now, I have the documents here in the records that show that I have always signed in the past my name and my address. I stopped doing that for a reason.